Hey everyone, welcome back to PokeMarketLab. You saw that right on the thumbnail. Silver Tempest, the last good set from the Sword and Shield era, is out of stock on the Pokemon Company Center website. Just went out of stock, I think, in the last 24 to 36 hours. It was kind of anticipated that it was going to run out of stock, especially with the kind of bull market that we're in right now. And this one's finally gone. So you're left with, seeing if there's any big box retailers still online that have them. I've seen a sprinkling of sales from a couple different websites under what we're seeing on TCG Player, but that market, that MSRP price is not going to hold up this set anymore. So TCG Player is kind of seeing this result here, and prices starting to run up well above MSRP now, with boxes, the market price for boxes sitting at about $174, and these have sold really well in the last month, taking advantage of some of the sales that we've seen online during Black Friday, with 100 boxes sold in the last month, which is really good for a product that was kind of stagnant for a long period of time. Really little price movement in the last 6 months to a year here, so it's finally getting some focus here, as it really was that last decent set within Sword and Shield. So we do still have Darkness Ablaze and Vivid Voltage listed for sale on the Pokemon Center website. I consider these pretty crappy sets from the Sword and Shield era, which is why they're probably still available. Vivid Voltage with a purchase limit of 24, and if you don't know, when you see that purchase limit on the Pokemon Center website, it's a pretty good indication of how much stock they have. So when you see like a purchase limit of 4 or 6, a full case, that's a pretty good indication they don't have a ton available. When you see a purchase limit of 24, they're trying to get rid of these, and it's just these, both of this and Darkness Ablaze, are pretty bad sets. Actually, sorry, it wasn't Darkness Ablaze, it was Battle Styles. Battle Styles, I don't have either of these in my collection. I just didn't attach to them in any way, shape, or form. So, and Silver Tempest single is doing very well. This, again, I think is a very solid mid-tier, maybe a B-tier set. I personally was exposed to Silver Tempest this last, last full set in Sword and Shield. So I really personally enjoyed collecting it and opening it. It was really kind of when I started getting into singles a little bit more. So I had picked up, it's invested in Pokemon, but I didn't really appreciate it. And when I got into Silver Tempest, that was kind of the kind of go button for me back in Sword and Shield. And boxes were really cheap at the time. They reprinted this quite a bit. So this was kind of on the tail end of the COVID boom. And so they were really fairly heavy-handed with reprints. So we saw Silver Tempest actual booster boxes come to market. It seemed like a couple of times. And so it suffered pretty heavily. These were easily in the bear market available under $100 a pop for quite a while there. So I loaded up as much as I could at the time. But yeah, singles is pretty decent here. It's a bit of a steep ramp with the Lugia V at the top here, sitting at a market price of $225, and your next in line is that Lugia V Star. And if you didn't know, these rainbow arts were kind of not really well appreciated. There's a couple that have done well, but for the most part, the market didn't really love them, and that's why there's some stuff here to love, but it's really mostly that Lugia there that people go for. Now, the big thing that Silver Tempest has going for it is the trainer gallery. That's what saved it here. So we got that Rayquaza VMAX there sitting at almost $40, and then again another kind of steep drop off to that Blaziken. So again, it's not a top tier set, but it's decent with the trainer gallery. There's definitely some stuff to love here, versus a Vivid Voltage here at, you get that Pikachu VMAX, and that's it. There is no trainer gallery, there's nothing else. You get the fat Pikachu rainbow, and that's it. So my guess is the market's going to continue to push this up a little bit. I think 180 is about, I think that's probably an appropriate price for what cards are actually in it, but it's going to be perceived as a pretty old product because it is getting up there in age, and I think the market's going to kind of run this up a little artificially here, just because it is a decent product within the Sword and Shield era. So people, probably some investors, are coming to gobble it up, and even people who were exposed to it and just love the product, before it gets to that kind of magical $200 price point, people will gobble it up. And again, we've seen that here, and the depth of market isn't really that deep here on TCG Player, with only 109 boxes listed. Again, you can get this at some other big box retailers online. Some of the larger game retailers online still have it in stock, so you may be able to do better on that price. But yeah, very interesting to see that it's out of stock. Again, it's a solid product. I have very, very fond memories of it. It is the last booster box in the Sword and Shield era, and so this will kind of be, I think it'll be very nostalgic for some people. And again, there's some other boxes we haven't completely sold out yet on Sword and Shield products within the Pokemon Center website here. Vivid Voltage is going to be very, very hard to move. I think Battle Styles, this will probably sell out. This will be the next target, I think, where people just look at, they have that mentality, what else can I get that's cheap in Sword and Shield, regardless of what's in it. No one's really doing that calculus. They're just seeing cheap and they buy it. And everything that's left on the Pokemon Center at $143 a pop is going to seem very cheap compared to a Silver Tempest as it approaches that $200 price point. So yeah, very interesting, awesome set. And sad to see it go, but we got some stored away in the closet for long term. And yeah, that's it for this one. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.